All right, Shalom Akim, Shalom, Shalom, Nahab Aquarium. This is your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Come with another lesson to the Spirit. Lord willing us be edifying to the Lord's elect. Before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wachar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, of whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith, and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth, you Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen, and who look like those heathen nations. But your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. All right, I want to say peace and blessings to you all. Barakathon. All right, so we in that time, man. Okay, we are most certainly in those times where we're watching our enemies fall. And I'm talking about free fall. You see what I'm saying? Like it's getting crazy out here, man. It is getting crazy out here. As a matter of fact, let me get this started here with the book of Sirach, man, because we are in these times where we're looking at our enemies, all right, falling like a ton of bricks. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of this is revealing, you know what I'm saying, who these devils truly are. You know what I'm saying? So let's get this started in this book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 7. It reads, "There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemies." All right. I'm going to read that in the GNT real quick. All right, please bear with me. Sirach chapter 25 and verse 7. It reads, "I will tell you about 10 kinds of people that I feel fortunate to know, especially fortunate in the case of the 10th. Someone who takes pride in his own children." All right, someone who takes pride in his children, someone who lives to see his enemies fall. Okay, so someone who lives to see his enemies fall. And I never thought that I'd live to see this day. You know what I'm saying? Never thought that I'd live to see this. You see what I'm saying? But our enemies are truly, all right, at each other's throats, man. So what I have right here is a video from Dabu 7. Okay. It says, "Caught red-handed. Thomas Massey goes off on Pam Bondi over the Jeffrey Files release. Chaotic hearing." And this shit is nothing short of chaotic. All right. It's 8 minutes long. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you listen to this 8-minute long video. This shit crazy. You see what I'm saying? So check this out. Fair use, fair use.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Behind me, I have 3 documents from the DOJ production that are emblematic of the massive failure of the DOJ to comply with the Epstein Files Transparency Act. To my right is an email that was sent by the victim's lawyers to the DOJ. It was a list of names not to redact, a list of names not to release. What did the DOJ do with this email? They released This email in the document production, literally the worst thing you could do to the survivors, you did. And they're getting phone calls. A lot of these people didn't want to be known. And we know you touched the document because you redacted one name and you redacted the lawyer's name, but you left the survivor's name there. The next document I want to show you, that was in the title, the victims' survivors' names, all right? The title of this one is Child Sex Trafficking. Co-conspirators, fully redacted. And by the way, I'm going to unredact them here. Les Wexner is in this. Now, your your deputy attorney general said, oh, well, he appears hundreds of times in the files, but he doesn't appear in this file until I forced you to release it, where he's listed as a co-conspirator, not to tax evasion, but to child sex trafficking, not to prostitution, not to money laundering, child sex trafficking.
Dude, her own assistant is in is implicated within this whole ring. Her own assistant is in this. Think about how serious this is. Let's take this back a little bit.
Hundreds of times in co-conspirators, fully redacted. And by the way, I'm going to unredact them here. Les Wexner is in this. Now, your your deputy attorney general said, oh, well, he appears hundreds of times in the files, but he doesn't appear in this file until I forced you to release it, where he's listed as a co-conspirator, not to tax evasion, but to child sex trafficking, not to prostitution, not to money laundering, child sex trafficking. And then finally, what we have here is the third exhibit that I have is emblematic of the FD 302 release. These are the documents that we need, that you're holding on to and over redacting because they have the names of the men who are implicated. How do we know? Because the survivors gave testimony to the FBI, and it's in there. And what happens when you go to the portal at the DOJ to look at what's behind this redaction? Another redaction.
Arrest body.
So we can't even see them. And then there's some of these files you've pulled down from the website that we will never see because we can't search the redactions. So I have several questions for you. Who's responsible? Are you able to track who in your organization made this massive failure and released the victims' names? Are you able to track who it was that obscured Les Wexner's name as a co-conspirator in an FBI document? Do you have that kind of accountability?
I believe Wexner's name was listed more than 4,000 times.
Yeah, I already told you that. This is where he's listed as a co-conspirator.
Can I finish my answer? Come on, let me finish my answer.
And this is another piece.
The survivors in the room, if you are willing, please stand. And if you are willing, please raise your hands if you have still not been able to meet with this Department of Justice.
Wow.
Please note for the record that every single survivor has raised their hand.
That's crazy work. That's crazy work.
Attorney General Bondi,
Arrest her.
you apologize to the survivors in your opening statement for what they went through at the hands of Jeffrey Epstein. Will you turn to them now and apologize for what your Department of Justice has put them through with the absolutely unacceptable release of the Epstein files and their information?
Congresswoman, you sat before, Merrick Garland sat in this chair twice
Attorney General
Guys,
Bondi.
no, can I finish my answer?
No, I'm going to reclaim my time because I asked you a
Attorney General,
specific question
Attorney General
that
can
I would
respond to your
like
question.
you to answer, which is, will you turn to the survivors? This is not about anybody that came before you. It is about you taking responsibility for your Department of Justice and the harm that it has done to the survivors who are standing right behind you and are waiting for you to turn to them and apologize for what your Department of Justice has done.
Members get to ask the questions, the witness get to answer in the way they want to answer. The Attorney General can
That's
respond.
not accurate, Mr. Chairman.
Because she doesn't
It is
like the
my
answer.
time.
So,
Mr. Chairman,
why
I have asked
didn't
a
she ask
question.
Merrick Garland this
I am
twice when
reclaiming
he
my
sat in my
time, and
chair?
when I
will
reclaim my
continue-
time, it is
Mr. Chairman,
my
the gentlelady is
time.
reclaiming
I'm not
the
going
time.
to get in the gutter for her theatrics.
The time belongs to the gentlelady. The gentlelady has 17 seconds.
Thank you.
Epstein's co-conspirators have you indicted? How many perpetrators are you even investigating?
First, you showed it. I find it.
How many have you indicted?
Excuse me. I'm going to answer the question.
Answer my question.
No, I'm going to
Yes.
answer the question
How-
the way I want to answer the question.
No,
Your
you're gonna answer
theatrics
the
are
question the
ridiculous.
way I asked it.
Chairman
How many have you
Jordan, I'm not
indicted?
going to get in the gutter with these people,
How many
but
have you-
I'm going to answer the question.
How many have you indicted?
Again, the time belongs to
Reclaiming my time.
the time belongs.
I think it's very
Reclaiming
interesting.
my time.
I think it's very
Reclaiming my
interesting.
time.
You can
that
reclaim
he
your
talks
time,
about
but
they
reclaiming my time,
indicted.
Mr.
The
Chairman.
president said they
Close the
indicted
clock.
him twice.
Mr. Chairman, please
They
stop the
sure
clock
did.
and stop
he
the clock and
indicted-
restore his time.
Okay, here we go with these
Committee will be in order.
theatrics.
The time
Reclaiming my
belongs
time
to the
and
gentleman
yield back
from
the
New
clock,
York.
please.
We will give you a few more seconds. We will do that. But when you
Reclaiming
ask
my-
a question, the
The
witness
question
gets to
was-
answer. You may not like the answer, but she
Right.
gets to
The
answer.
question was, how many of Epstein's...
They don't like the answer, Chairman,
my time.
because it's honest.
Reclaiming-
So he asked a
Reclaiming my
4-minute
time.
question.
Restore 45
and
seconds,
I
Mr.
am
Nadler,
going
please,
to,
Mr. Chairman.
I mean,
answer.
You can let her filibuster all day long, but not on our watch.
Reclaiming-
Not on our time. No way.
Reclaiming-
And I told you about that, Attorney General, before you
You
started.
You don't tell me.
Yeah, oh, I
anything,
did tell you because we
washed
saw
up
what you did in the
loser
Senate.
Lawyer, not even a
Man, she
lawyer.
thinks she
will be in
runs
order.
everything.
I should get back at least 40
Darn
seconds.
jail.
Give you a few more seconds. I said that already.
45 seconds.
Okay, I'm timing right now, Mr. Nadler. Go
Reclaiming
right.
my time. The answer to my question, how many of Epstein's co-conspirators has she indicted, is 0.
And it is ridiculous that she can't even turn around to the victims and that they have not even interviewed or talked to a single one of these victims. You were looking at a courtroom full of Epstein victims and this DOJ cares not about them. She's trained to sit there and deflect and to argue back without giving a straight answer, and that's exactly what she's done the entire time and what she will continue to do. She's not here for justice for the American people or for the victims in this case. Massey had a ton of evidence here to torch them. They should be arrested. It's like treason. They are covering up and redacting not the people that have been hurt, but the criminals. They are literally protecting and hiding the names of the criminal elite right in front of your face. And that's what Massey just called her out on. And all she can do is sit there and scream and yell back and all this other stuff. It's ridiculous. She's got to go. We need some big change in this country, top down, all the way around. That's for sure. Join me for the live show.
That was crazy work. That was crazy work. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let me read this again. Sirach chapter 25 and verse 7. It reads, there be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy. And the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And we see in the fall of our enemies something crazy right now, man. All right? Instead of redacting the names of the victims, these devils are redacting the names of the ones who have caused this atrocity. But why is that? The scriptures tell us why. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 50, and verse 18. It reads, when thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. This lady doesn't even have the integrity to stand up and look behind her to face these women. This is crazy work, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is how far these devils are falling. You know what I'm saying? And keep in mind, it's not just the American public who is watching this. The rest of the world has access to see this. The rest of the world can watch what's going on in C-SPAN. You see? The whole world can see what's going on in the Congress. You see what I'm saying? The world has access to watch this, and the world is seeing that America is full of absolute shit. Absolute shit. You see? And this is another step forward to all of America's allies turning their backs against her. You see? Because the world is seeing that these Edomites are deplorable in every sense of the word. Okay? And people like her keep this they keep this thing going. This is why the chick gets up there and says, well, if we prosecute everybody that's on the list, then the whole system, the whole American system will fall apart. You see what I'm saying? You don't even have to show the list at this point. You don't even have to prosecute anybody at this point. Everybody can clearly see now just how deep this thing runs. You see? And this is why the scriptures say that these people are not going to regard their kings nor princes. They're not going to give a damn about what those that's in authority have to say. They're not going to give a shit. You see what I'm saying? Because they know that this whole thing is corrupt from top to bottomest. as the Cowardly Lion would say from the Wizard of Oz, from top to bottomest. You know what I'm saying? It's completely corrupt, man. Completely corrupt. This is 2 Esdras chapter 15, verse 15. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. It's only a matter of time. All right? It's only a matter of time before this thing goes completely off the rails, man. Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 25. Matthew 12 and 25, it reads, and Yahushua knew their thoughts, and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? All right. This is in the NLT. It reads, Yahushua knew their thoughts and replied, any kingdom divided by civil war is doomed. A town or a family splintered by feuding will fall apart. Keep that in mind. A town or a family splintered apart by feuding will fall apart. And if Satan is casting out Satan, he is divided and fighting against himself. His own kingdom will not survive. Let me show you something real quick. All right? And this is going to give you a clear understanding as to what this means. A Texas father unalives his own daughter after she dissed Trump. It's a cult. She had asked her father how he'd feel if she were the girl abused by Trump. And he said, quote, it wouldn't bother him that much because he had 2 other daughters, and then he unalived her. This is how divided this place is. This is how far deep the cognitive dissonance really sets in. This is how deep it sets in. If you're willing to unalive your own child over a man who you've never met before, over a man who doesn't even know your name, you see what I'm saying? This is how bad it's gotten. And as the scriptures say, the love of many shall wax cold. So let me read this again. Any kingdom, all right, this is Matthew chapter 12, verse 25. Yahushua answered, all right, knew their thoughts and replied. It says, any kingdom divided by civil war is doomed. A town or a family splintered by feuding will fall apart. And if Satan is casting out Satan, he is divided and fighting against himself. His own kingdom will not survive. And we're looking at the fall of our enemy's kingdom right before our eyes. You see what I'm saying? What took place in that chamber, okay, was very telling. Very telling. You see what I'm saying? To where this chick can't even answer the most simplest questions. You see what I'm saying? And can't even be bothered to look the victims in the face after putting them in danger. You see? This is where we at, man. All right? So, let me finish this off with one more precept. All right? Let's see. Trying to remember where it's at. Salakia. Bear with me, Akim, bear with me. All right, so this is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 24. It reads, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. You see what I'm saying? You've gone against what the Lord has commanded. You see? And as it says in the book of Psalms, let me get Psalms chapter 50. Let's go back to Psalms chapter 50. All right. Psalms chapter 50 and verse. All right, Psalms chapter 50 and verse 21. It says, "These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself, but I will reprove thee, and set them in order before thine eyes." You see, you thought that the Lord was on your side regarding this debauchery, this madness. You see, you thought that the Lord was on your side, man, but he's not. He's not. He is actively tearing down your kingdom, and he's using you to do it. He is using you to do it, man. The scriptures say that the deceived and the deceiver are his. You don't even realize that the Lord is using you to destroy your own established kingdom. That's the crazy part, man, is that these devils can't even see it. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. Jacob is Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. So, hey, keep doing your thing, man. Keep doing your thing, because the skirt is lifted. And it's incredible to watch, man. So I'm going to close that there. I pray this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, this has been your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.